When you're running a bookkeeping business, the goal is to get clients, right? So what I've been doing in order to do so is marketing on Facebook. I've just been posting as many times a day as I can, and then reaching out to people afterwards. It's a constant, flow of content and outreach. And now that I've been doing that, I've been posting like 5 to 10 posts a day, and then I've been doing, reaching out to as many people as possible. It was like 10 a day, and then I've just been doing as many as I possibly can. Just kind of shotgunning messages out. But anyways, what I'm trying to get to is that whenever you're doing this, you're going to start increasing your feedback. You're going to start getting a lot more people wanting to talk to you, a lot more questions coming your way, a lot more people asking about your pricing. I got excited once this started happening. I was like, okay, it's coming, it's getting better and better, which is a good thing to be excited about because that's the goal. You want to get them on the phone and you want to, try to get as many clients, paid clients as possible, get going. But the thing is, you're not always, you're gonna get leads, but don't get excited once you get leads because I've had so many people, call me, we'll talk, they seem excited, they seem ready to go, and then when it comes time to, ask for their bank statements to give them a quote, you never hear from them again. So what I'm trying to get with this video is you are doing the right things by doing the outreach, doing the posts, or doing whatever marketing you're doing. You're doing the right things with that. But the leads, once you get them, you have to understand that a large majority of them are not going to follow through with what they're saying. And some people, I had one guy that was like, yeah, I'm, 100% love your content. I'm gonna work with you no matter what. You just because your content. Literally, he said that. He's like, I'll just follow everything you do, and I think that you're doing great things. And because he wanted tax help, and I told him, I have partnered with CPAs and sent him one of my CPAs, and and then he was like, I want to do your bookkeeping stuff too, and I was like, perfect. And then sent to my CPA. He said he reached out to her, and then the next day he didn't, follow up with how to call him. So I was like, hey, if you want to still get on the call, let me know. Nothing. And then the next day I hit him up again. It's like, hey, you still wanting to talk about bookkeeping? Nothing. So you gotta be excited, but don't get overly excited whenever someone shows any interest at the beginning of your bookkeeping business. Obviously, once things get rolling, word of mouth, people, if people recommend you and, the person that recommended you is like a real good friend with that person, you're golden. But at the beginning, no one knows who you are, so you're gonna be struggling with that. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm getting a ton of calls, I'm getting a ton of questions. People know me as the bookkeeping guy now, but I'm struggling to get people to go to the payment spot. That's the one spot that I'm struggling with. And it's just what it is. What it is. It's not. I think that if you have the right pricing and stuff, I think that you're not gonna land everyone. If I said I'll do it for $50 a month, then yeah, I'll probably land a lot more people. People are like $50, sure. But since my pricing is I've been saying now 200 to 300 on average. So I kind of reduced it a little bit because I was saying 300 to 400, and that seemed to scare people away. Um, because my leads aren't like super hot. They don't know who I am, They didn't get recommended to by somebody, yet. As my client list grows, then yeah, I'll start getting that a little bit more, and then once I start having some good clients coming in, then I'll be able to raise my price. But for now, I'm trying to find that sweet spot, trying to reduce the amount of pay. Or I haven't even reviewed too many bank statements, to be honest, because we get to that point and they just never send me their bank statements because that's a working step that they have to take. And quite honestly, like I don't want those people who I struggle to get even bank statements from because that's a big part of this business. Like, I'm going to need to see your bank statements. I'm going to need to see that stuff. You're going to have to send it to me every week or give me access to your bank and I'll just download it, which would be, ideal. But not everybody wants that. Now, some people want more control. And if you can't even send me your bank statements, we're going to have a rough time with this working relationship here.